Not gonna lie, I'm not sure which is causing me to lose more hair. My hormones or Finn grabbing the little hairs back here and ripping them out with her tiny baby hands. Going great. Let's get this podcast started. Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original brought to you by Peppa Pig. Shop new Peppa Pig toys now on Amazon. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce. I love traveling, but not with my children. You all somehow convince me to speak into a microphone each week, which is crazy. And I have a lot of strong opinions on extremely niche topics. For example, there's no such thing as flushable wipes. Seriously, guys, it can say flushable wipes on the packaging, but the cast that a plumber removed from my parents' drain says otherwise. Coming up on today's episode, in honor of the first day of the season coming up, I'm going to get real honest about Kelce family fall. It's a lot like Kelce family summer, winter, and spring, because we have 4 kids. We're trying our best. But I'll weigh in on all fall things. Plus, there's a trend on TikTok right now called the girlfriend effect, and I'm going to share whether or not I had any influence on Jason's style in Doom Scroll of the Week. I didn't. And after that, I'm going to be joined by the hilarious actress you know from Girls Trip and Scary Movie. I have no business talking to her. It's Regina Hall. But first, a couple quick NGL announcements. First, on behalf of Queen Emma and the team, our bad about the spider photo last week with no warning. We got a couple comments like this. Aaron Smith said, "You just jump scared the shit out of me. I threw my iPad across the room." We forgot 99% of people don't actually find them cute. Next time, editor Brad will put up a warning, like right now. Warning, hit it, Brad. Hit the warning. And now, Lucas the spider. Nailed it. Also, speaking of spiders, there were a lot of comments like this one. Am I the only one that thought Kylie describing the jumping spider sounded a lot like how she described Jason? Funny you should say that. Literally on the phone with Queen Emma, I made this exact joke about myself when I started describing it as furry and I wanted to pet it. And I think that I'm consistent. You can check my track record for favorite breeds of dogs. I like scruffy bearded beings. Next announcement, we might need a new segment. List Kylie has no business being on. Because I've officially been named to Sports Illustrated's Power List, the 50 most influential figures in sports. For starters, thank you so much. That's so nice. I appreciate it. And also, what? When I first heard about this, I was very concerned. I was very concerned because I thought that people were trying to put me into a category with elite athletes. And that was going to bother me deeply. But it turns out they just put me in the influencer category. Being put in the influencer category, my body wants to reject it, but here's the deal. If I'm going to influence you about anything, it's going to be about philanthropic efforts. It's going to be about women in sports. It's going to be about how athletics shaped my life. It's going to be normalizing the ridiculousness of parenthood. And if that puts me on the power list of the 50 most influential figures in sports, okay. I still think there's probably a couple other people who are more deserving, but I do appreciate it. And also, just to be clear, the reason I'm concerned about being put on a list with elite athletes is because, guys, I played Division III field hockey. I am a NARP now. For anyone that doesn't know what a NARP is, it's a non-athletic regular person. The minute that I was done playing my senior season of field hockey, I became a NARP. So I have no business being on the same list with literally all 49 other people. Guys, cut it out. So to our friends at Sports Illustrated, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I will say, it's slightly validating because it means that you guys get it. That the only reason that I got behind this microphone was to be able to talk about things that I feel strongly about, and athletics and sport is one of them. So, but I definitely don't think we hit top 50 over here. So moving on, the first day of fall is coming. So even though I just told you guys I'm not really a fall girly, that was for pumpkin spice, I figured I'd get honest about some of the fall shit our family is in on. This is where my basic bitch comes in. Fall, I love apple picking. I love it. I'm going to do it. And you know what we're going to do after we fill up our boxes and buckets? We're going straight to the pumpkin patch. You know what? There is something about a caramel apple from the little market shop after you've gone out and picked a bunch of apples fresh from the trees. Also, the kids love it. They love it so much. And we've leveled up to a point that we now bring a wagon for anyone who maybe isn't feeling into it, because we have 4 children, and anyone that has, I mean, even if you have one child, you know that you could do an activity and they are so into it, and the next time you go to do the activity, they're not into it. But when you've driven 45 minutes to an hour to go to this apple orchard, your ass is picking apples, whether they're throwing a temper tantrum or not. So we've leveled up. We now bring a wagon for anyone who is not into the activity. Last time it was Benny. Within, I would say 15 to 20 minutes into the activity, she got out of the wagon and started picking apples herself. It's so fulfilling to do something that's so simple, and yet you do it. There's no screens involved. No one's asking to turn on a movie. You're out in the fresh air. Everyone's walking. That's great for tiring them out. And we have had all of our announcements besides Finney's announcement at the apple orchard, because we kept saying that we were adding another apple to our orchard, I think is what we said. I don't actually know what I post, guys. I don't post often enough, and I'm not that invested in it. So take that, influencer. Wait, how did you know I was a caramel apple girl? I just scrolled down to that. Queen Emma reads my mind on a regular ass basis. Yeah, God, you just reminded me. I love an apple cider donut. Okay, I don't need apple cider. I don't need it. I don't want it straight up. I do want it in donut form. That shit is fire. Any other fall treats? I like an apple Dutch crumb over a traditional apple pie. It's way better. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. That seemed aggressive. Also, not an a la mode girly. Do not put a scoop of ice cream on my shit. Do not put a scoop of ice cream on. This is a hot take. Don't you put a motherfucking scoop of ice cream. Don't put a fucking scoop of. It makes me so mad. If I wanted cream, sweet cream poured over top of my dessert, I'd do that. Why are you going to get a scoop of warm apple crisp and then put a cold scoop of ice cream on top? What are you doing? Stop doing everything a la mode. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on when you do it to a goddamn brownie. Okay. Do we take the family on a hayride? No. They don't actually like it that much. When it comes to haunted hayrides, you can kiss my ass. Anything spooky, anything remotely scary, Wyatt is going to lose her effing mind. And then she's going to wake me up at least 4 nights in a row. Wyatt is not a spooky girly. She wants to talk about Halloween because she's convinced that her October 2nd birthday kicks off Halloween. She's not really wrong, but she does not like spooky things. So, for instance, my mom was showing her lawn decorations for Halloween to get the temperature check on whether or not Wyatt would still come to her house if my mom put these things on her lawn. So, spoiler alert, it was pretty much everything was a no. there was a giant spider with glowing eyes, and Wyatt looked my mom in the face and was like, why would you show me that? Was I a spooky girly? No. We went on a haunted hayride when I was in college with my field hockey team. And I specifically remember people could like grab your ankles while you were on the hayride. Like they would pop out of the woods and grab your ankles.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are eagerly anticipating an unforgettable soundtrack at their upcoming wedding. Less than a month after the Kansas City Chiefs superstar tight end proposed to the global pop sensation, he revealed glimpses of their planning, teasing a classic debate every engaged couple faces: DJ or live band. Speaking to Jimmy Fallon on the September 17th episode of New Heights, Kelce admitted, "Yeah, I think we're live music kind of people, you know." The 35-year-old also confirmed that now, with his and Patrick Mahomes' exclusive Kansas City steakhouse fully operational, orchestrating the wedding has become his top priority. "That's the next step in it all," he shared, adding with a playful grin that one challenge would be simple: figuring out how to win a football game first. Meanwhile, Taylor, who has remained mostly silent since her August 26th Instagram announcement, has previously hinted at her approach to wedding planning, revealing a desire to weave both her dreams and her fiance's ambitions seamlessly into the celebration. "I want to build a life with someone that's rooted in both their dreams and mine," Taylor confided to Cosmopolitan in a 2012 interview. "I don't want it to be just like a scrapbook with all the fabric swatches of my wedding dress neatly pinned inside, or a tuxedo I picked from a catalog for him to wear. Truly, I wanted my hypothetical future fiancé to be part of every decision," she explained. "I don't want him ever questioning whether his presence even matters." Remarkably, Taylor outlined these intentions over a decade before she and Travis were ever linked, yet she has finally discovered the partner who fulfills this vision. In fact, Taylor admitted her younger self may have subtly manifested him, particularly through the bold, public way he pursued her. "I was thinking, if this guy isn't a little crazy," she recalled of Travis's friendship bracelet stunt during her August 13th New Heights appearance, "this is exactly what I've been imagining would happen to me since I was a teenager." The Philadelphia Eagles toppled the Kansas City Chiefs this past weekend in a clash of two Super Bowl contenders, delivering a fiercely contested game that had fans on the edge of their seats. Yet, amid all the excitement, the spotlight quickly turned to the controversial tush push, sparking heated debates from former referees, current and past players, and an army of passionate fans. While the chatter seemed endless, much of it ultimately proved inconsequential as the play remained legal throughout the season, and any future debates won't alter the outcome of this matchup. Whether supporters or critics, the move was not the reason for the Chiefs' loss. Travis Kelce bluntly stated, "I don't care what anybody else says about that. We should have won that game in other aspects of the entire 4 quarters that we played football. Congrats to the Eagles." Jason Kelce added his perspective, sharing insights through the clip while also taking to social media with additional posts defending the play, emphasizing its strategic significance and the ongoing discourse surrounding it. "I love that the controversy surrounding the tush push this week has almost nothing to do with the actual pushing itself." Kelce explained that banning the move wouldn't even address the real concerns from last week's play. The Eagles could have executed the exact same strategy through a conventional QB sneak, while stricter enforcement on neutral zone alignment and false starts would be the only way to resolve the lingering issues. He acknowledged that a couple of early snaps in the game should have been called as false starts, highlighting how incredibly difficult it is to officiate at this elite level. Talented players on both sides exploit the neutral zone repeatedly across multiple downs, making judgment calls even more critical. Simply removing the tush push won't solve the debates fueling fan and analyst outrage. Personally, Kelce argued, the play adds dramatic excitement and strategic depth to football, enhancing the game itself, he emphasized further in a separate statement.